Let this circle represent $1 million. This is what $10 million would look like. This is what $100 million would look like. And this is what $1 billion would look like. Mr. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, has a net worth of 117 times this number. And then there is you. You are probably working a job right now. The job that you got from the degree you studied at the university. You probably don't have much in savings and your living expense seems ridiculously high. And you feel as though you are not paid enough. You have credit card debt and that needs to be taken care of. The debts are killing you always. Maybe you are a student studying for a degree and you are hoping that that degree will bring you a job and that job will bring you some good money. You probably don't have any savings, only a troublesome student debt hanging above your head. Wealth, getting rich, that all seems like a distant dream. But how did they do it? You ask yourself this question, seeing all those millionaires and billionaires, especially the ones who got at that millionaire and billionaire stage at such a young age. It baffles you, it makes you angry, and you think that they got lucky and where they were born in powerful families. They are cheated their ways to that money, and you are not smart enough to cheat the same way as they did. And you think that you are just unlucky, and you think that you will never get to the dream you had of buying that mansion, your favorite car, paying off your mortgage, traveling all around the world. And you think that your dreams will remain as your dreams only, and they will remain as your dreams forever. Nothing more, nothing less. You come to the harsh realization, and it's an arranged game. It has been an arranged game from the start, and you are on the losing side of it. But what if I told you that you were wrong? What if there was a way of getting there, an actual equation to wealth? What if I say there is a science behind the way money works? What if you didn't have to abandon those dreams of paying off your parents' mortgage or traveling around the world? Would you call me a liar for saying so? I promise I am not. And by the end of this video, you will understand there is a side to the coin that you are not being shown. But I warn you, the road is tough. It's filled with struggle, it's filled with ups and downs. It will need swallowing some difficult decision of your schooling system and society that haven't told you yet the truth. And let me be very clear, many of you will not make to the end of this road. This journey is difficult, but for those of you who will manage to get there at the end of this road, they will see that there lies wealth beyond what you thought you could not attain at the end. At the end of this road lies the freedom of never having to worry about money again. So, are you with me? Still with me? Then let's do not waste any more time. What do you really think about money? Is this something you work for? Is it earned or is it inherent? Is it the root cause of all evils? Are you desperate to have more of it? Have you been chasing it most of your life? The truth is, most of what you think about money has been influenced by your upbringing and environment. If you were born into a family that didn't have much money growing up, then you are most inclined to believe that nothing will fetch you more money. Or perhaps you went on the complete opposite end and decided to make as much money as you can so that you will never be in the poor position again. The fact is that your school didn't teach you much about the subject, and for that reason, it doesn't help things, and because of this, most of you are going to have a false belief about money that aren't going to help you. In this journey, now you stick with me here because we are going to change the way you have been seeing money for your whole life. Hollywood and Bollywood have always had a habit of depicting the wealth and the rich as evil, backstabbing, entitled, or corrupt individual. The question is, having your mind is programmed into the stereotype belief. A report released by WealthX shows that the world ultra wealthy are those who had a net worth of $30 million or more. 68% of them were self-made, and it seems that it is an amazing fact. So Warren Buffett, self-made billionaire. Mr. Howard was born in poverty. Orpha was born in poverty. Mr. Jeff, self-made billionaire. Elon Musk, self-made billionaire. Sarah Blakely, self-made billionaire. What is it that these people know and you don't know? The truth is, your equation is all wrong. Here is the two-dimensional equation that you have been taught. Money equals the salary earned from a job. After a certain point, the prospect of getting a job becomes the sole purpose of your education. So what's wrong with that, you ask? I am going to assume that if you are watching this, you want to make money a lot and it is in a short amount of time as possible. If that is your goal, then the equation of generating money will never get you there. We all have one precious resource, and once it's gone, there is no way of getting it back. That resource is time. In a standard job, the amount of money you earn is dependent on the amount of time you put into that job. If you earned $20 an hour and worked for 40 hours a week, it would take you nearly 24 years to reach a total of $1 million. But that is without subtracting any taxes or any expenses that you will incur over 24 years. And let's not forget that inflation would make your $1 million less valuable than the reality. So you are going to become rich with that salary of $20 an hour? The answer is no. You can only really be a millionaire at an old age by living frugally, and by then, most of that precious resource known as time has slipped through your fingers. You traded all your time for money, and it was finally a loss. What would you do with that $1 million money at that age? Your youth has gone, and after a few years, you will die. So again, you ask yourself, how is it that they are self-made millionaires and billionaires at that such young age? What makes them so different? And the truth is, they have a better equation than you. They have a way of understanding money that you haven't quite understood in this world. Pay very close attention now. Stop chasing money in this capitalist society. I will give you the rules of the game. And the rules of the games are as follows. You are paid in proportion to the perceived value that you have. And the people that perceive your value are the market. And this is truth. The consumer of the economy, the market is your friend, your family, your neighbors. In your country, people complain that cricket players are overpaid. But for players to be paid in millions, there has to be a market for the cricket industry in the first place. People have seemed to see value in cricket in the first place for them to want to spend money on matches and merchandise if the market is high demand for cricket. Guess what happens to the player who are at the top of their game? They are paid generously for it. It's not about how hard you work. The cleaner that sweats and tires himself out every day is paid far less than the accountant who is sitting behind the desk. Why? Because the market perceives the value of what the cleaner does to be far less than the accountant. It might sound harsh, but the cleaners can be replaced by anybody. It isn't difficult to learn how to do his job, and therefore the market will not pay him more than the accountant. The guy who spent years studying numbers, the guy who has saved his clients thousands of money on their tax waivers will be valued more. But even so, we just discussed how getting a job is in the right equation to achieve a great amount of wealth in a shorter period. So then, how can we increase our perceived value? What is it about people like Elon Musk and Mr. Jeff? What makes their perceived value so high? The first step to the equation of wealth is quite simple. If you want money, then solve problems. If you take a second to digest this statement, you realize that just about all money runs from the basic premise: if it solves a problem, money will be thrown at it. If it is $1 million problem, then the solution will make you millions. If it is $1 billion problem, then the solution will make you billions. Think about all the problems that our website like Amazon solves. The hassle of going to a store, the hassle of having to wait weeks for delivery at the cheaper price, and so on. Not to mention all the other companies that Amazon possesses, and the problem that those companies solves are amazing. Mr. Jeff helped solve a $1 billion problem and was also awarded favorably for doing so. If you have been chasing money, then you are being doing all it wrong. It sounds almost paradoxical, but if you want money, then it isn't money that you should be looking for. You should be looking for problems and, more importantly, solutions to those problems. And once you found that solution, make a business around it. Wait, so that's it? Just solving problem and money will appear? So you are going to create the next Amazon to be rich, or the next Facebook, or the next Google? You have got to be kidding me, right? I don't even know how to code a computer program. I don't even have the money to start something of that scale. It would be wrong even if you attempt it, because it is now an old pattern. Start with a new problem. Always start with a new problem. Listen to your market all around you. What people are saying they don't like. What people are saying they wish existed. What are people saying frustrates them. What do people think is incredibly inconvenient. It is the problem that you can solve, and also is the problem that worth solving. The final step of this equation to wealth is finding a scalable solution to a problem. Your solution needs to affect the magnitude of people. For example, providing a solution to a problem that a restaurant has is not scalable. You're limited to a local area, but think about your solution to a chain of restaurants now. That's more scalable. If your solution is a piece of software, then that means once that software has been built, you can scale it infinitely online without needing to worry about things like production cost or shipping cost, as it is all done virtually. Good luck finding infinite scale with a new job. But be very careful. Does your solution require your time to generate money? Let's say you are a yoga teacher that charges $100 per hour. Congratulations, you only made yourself another job disguised as a business. There is only a certain amount of lesson that you can feasibly do in one day, and therefore your income is time bound. But if you created an online yoga class that run 24/7 with lessons, you only had to create once and now it is scalable. Scaling your solution is critical here, so do not get lost on this point. Automation also plays an important role. System and processes will keep your business running like a smooth machine if implemented properly. If there is something in your business that you can outsource to somebody else or hire an employee to do it for you, assuming it is financially makes sense for you to do, so then do it. You make things that you are the best, but tasking yourself with everything is a bad thing. There is someone out there that can do a better job than you once you have found the solution. It's your job to make sure that the solution can be accessed by everyone in your market. It is not about your ego, and it is not about what you are passionate about. The market doesn't care about your passion. So now that you have built a profitable business running with the right system and processes in place, it's time to move on and reap what you sow. There are two likely paths you are going to face at this point. You either continue with your business or sell it. This is an acquisition at the moment. Someone buys the solution that you spent years of building a business around. This is Instagram being acquired by Facebook for $1 billion. This is PayPal being sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, of which $165 million went straight to Elon Musk's pocket. The countless other liquidation events that happens across the world all the time. This is where all the effort that you spend on building your company, which comes to an end. And if you choose to continue running your business, well, there's a multitude of reasons for you wanting to do. So maybe you love the company that you built and will want to stick with your own creation. Maybe you think that you can add more value to your company and sell it down the line for more than its current worth. Perhaps the business runs passively in the background so you don't have to do much to keep the wheels running. Or maybe it's the combination of these three things. Either way, you did it. You solved the problem that the market wanted solving, and it was awarded you favorably for doing so. And now I ask you, what? Was it all about money anyway? For most of you, it was never about money. Money is just a piece of paper, a number on the screen. Its value is only backed up by our beliefs. From the very start, this was never about money. Paying off mortgage, buying your dream car, traveling around the world, and never having to worry about your financial situations. These things are never about money. It's the freedom that you are looking for. Your destination wasn't anything monetary related. It was a feeling, a sensation, the ability to do what you want to do, whenever you want to do, without ever having the thought towards, can I afford it? Up all my holidays for the years, how I am going to pay my rent, will I be able to live off my pension, what dream will I have to sacrifice, because I can't afford to pursue them. The most important lesson from this video was never about the nature of money. It was about the one valuable resource. We all have the one valuable resource, and that is time. We will never be able to reclaim time. Is giving up a large chunk of your time towards a job that you probably don't like worth it? Is your life settled on working and coming home watching the television, sleeping, waking up the next day and repeating the same cycle till you retire? How many more hours of your life do you let slip through because of this pattern? Or perhaps you're fine with that reality. Perhaps you have no other choice but to follow that path. And if that is the case, there is nothing to worry about. The most you have got from this video was a little entertainment and maybe a change in perspective. But there are those of you that understand the other side, those of you that have the desire to never need of to worry money ever again. And so I feel the need to remind you, stop chasing money, chase problem and find the solution to those problems. This is the equation through which all money is found. If you desire liberty through never being needing to worry about money ever again, then solve problems, and that would be the meaningful struggle in your life. Does it mean you will be happy at the end of the road? Does it mean you will feel fulfilled? Only you can answer that question. But if your struggle is meaningful, then perhaps it worth pursuing. And there is your equation to wealth. Of course, I missed out a lot on intricacies in this video on the topic of business money. Entrepreneurship is too far vast for me to cover in a single video like this. An original point I made at the start of this video is the most people will not succeed for various reasons, but the most important part is failing. Failing first, learning from it, and moving on to the next thing is extremely important. But if you want to make money, then ask yourself the question of what problem am I solving? This question could lead you to find ways for better monetizing whatever it is you are doing, and that also includes a job and a career. If you can solve more problems and find more solution at your place of employment, you have something that you can use to leverage a higher salary. But I will end this all with the same message that I have repeated numerous times in this video. Stop chasing money and start chasing solution to problems. So that's all about money. If you are new to this channel, please do subscribe this channel, and if you like this video, please do share this video to all of your friends, all of your known person. With a very new topic, very interesting topic, I will come back to this channel very soon and I will talk to you. Till then, bye-bye. And here are our two previous videos. You can watch them. See you soon.